Maim the heretic. Slay the treacherous Xenos. Banish the fork-tongued demon spawn.
Silence this alarm. I face some serious resistance. Not that I'm complaining. I couldn't disable the alarm in time. On the bright side, finally, silence. Precious blood!
Perseverance favors the bold. Give them more death. Their demise is your salvation, Inquisitor. death generously. My compliments. The web of heresy and corruption is spun by powerful beings and perverted minds. Hunt their leaders, and this construct of evil will come crashing down. Now you can watch the body wander aimlessly until it withers and dies. A 100,000 worlds, 100,000 wars. There is no respite. There is nowhere to hide. Across the galaxy, there is only war.
Loading. Silence this electric. I face some serious resistance. Not that I'm complaining. A crude trap against the Inquisitor. A few turrets won't stop me. Chest was just a bait. A treacherous trick from a treacherous enemy. Target eliminated.
Perseverance favors the bold. Give them more death. Glorious carnage.
Teleport beacon in range. Off with you. Terminus est.
Once again, the enemies of the Imperium failed miserably.
Intelligence assets report several vulnerable cogitator stations in the area. Exact locations unknown. Tech priests predict moderate hostile presence.
Loading.
This just looks like it would not do anything worthwhile. I'm not built. This is all single target.
Cleansing shots fired.
Again, talking about the thing that's wrong, great deal. I'm going to take on the extra damage this time. We have plenty of elixirs. At some point, we have to start using it. Beat this game with 8 to 10 elixirs for all of them. Each one 100 total. Who are there? Although you didn't realize this game's going to have a happy ending. For Robin and Mary going to end up together.
It's channeled. Okay, it's... Oh, okay. So it... I think I'll stick with the rifle.
I would rather have my
Point of entry. Binaric extraction complete. The harvested data is secure. Injecting purge protocols to compromised node. Locate next station. Point of entry.
eradicated. I found you guilty. Heresy.
Binaric extraction complete. The harvested data is secure. Injecting purge protocols to compromised node. Locate next station.
Loading. Kiss of death. Kiss of death. Support beacon in range. I wonder what...
Access. Transfer complete. Initiating noospheric data entombment. Mission is a success. End of log.
Only corruption lies beyond the veil. There is nothing but suffering and death beneath the stars.
You are guilty. Death is a journey. Repent.
Perseverance favors the bold. Give them more death. Their demise is your salvation, Inquisitor. serve the Emperor well, Inquisitor.
The mysterious ways of the Inquisition never cease to frighten me. They dispatch an agent of your caliber to rescue some Imperial cannon fodder. Will they get a hero's welcome or end up in an interrogation chamber? Van Winter, out. The survivors are now under your command, but you have more to save.
Nerve gas. I hope the filter bionics won't fail me. Inquisitor. A few turrets won't stop me.
Rescued by an Inquisitor.
Not too bad.
Is that
Just
a good
doing some
or a bad omen?
account grinding, pretty much. Influence, blueprints, you know, account grind.
Take it like a man, God.
Stick with the fire. Time for the final battle. Here we go. Rescue our friends we shared one word with. One more would scream here.
Did you get through more of the war zone? How far did you get through the war zone? Is what I should ask. How far did you get through the war zone? I told you you'd start getting shit dropping.
That was the last one. Now get your new flock to the extraction zone.
For the Emperor!
Once it's safe, and like sir, we're just bringing your men here right down there. That's the beauty of being a boss. And down some elixirs to stay in the game. Yeah, if you do the castle in
Nice.
spot in the game,
At your command.
you'll be on level 8 actually, so that would take a while to grind that. I don't recommend that, it's not necessary. What is necessary here is using our saddles again. So
Yeah, I think I've got one.
I'm not sure how 4 or 5, I guess.
Yeah.
Fours, but there you go.
I got movement speed, accuracy, and hit points on mine as well. So yeah, it's a pretty decent one. I'm plus 50% XP.
Try to beat it. To his chest area.
Rescue
Like
operation
see it
successful.
better rendered
Captain to
without this.
teleportorium chamber. Engage.
But was it that you can use that blue to get inside the castle without fighting this battle? Well, that's just the armor battle. And everyone's dead. That's the only downside of not, it's just the 4 of us. The only downside of not healing up your other party members, but why waste good elixirs on the legs of these people who are just gonna run blindly? No offense, Duncan, into a whole swarm of dudes and the arrow storm that comes with them. But you take that out, that guy, and where the castle and password would drop you. The evil smell. So you can search and get some more elixirs at this point, but we're just gonna head to the right. There's gonna be one last top-down battle. No use saving any of these at this point. Top off Robin Hood. Give health to anyone else if you are really overflowing those things and you just feel like you need to get rid of them.
A shotgun's starting to get out of date. It sucks too. Sucks.
Great.
My damage is still good though, so
Yeah, I don't necessarily see the point in skipping any of these. It's fun. I like all the different, like if you were looking it up, keep a lower profile. One cloak between you and your merry men, 4 merry men. There's 3 in this case. But I love all the different looks they give you in this game, you know? There's these top-down battles, you get the side, like, sword battles. You get the horse, a couple, mini games like that. Different types of gameplay in this game. So this is where we need a druid dagger.
Yeah.
Sitting on.
yeah.
The game now. But I really
Dude, getting some of those like higher end Psalm codes, like some of the ones that I've needed, you don't have any of them. Like, that's kind of why what I'm doing, man. I'm trying to get some more of those damn Psalm codes and blueprints and shit. All I'm doing, and I'm running fucking as much influence as I can.
You want to get another attack in here, turbo in. Smashing that B button right then, where you have to click to. There we go.
Xenos,
And she'll freak
demons,
out.
heretics. Enact
Maybe
the
don't make a
Emperor's
weapon that
will
can
and
kill
purge the
your
universe of their
otherwise
taint.
invincible
Let hatred be our
skill
shield,
guy.
and their
It's my
blood
place
our
here today.
salvation.
Had like a dragon heart thing going with that creature. So I died. You died too. I'm not sure. For your divorce, Franklin's got some good lines. Taken from the film, actually. Touche. Thought the accent we always just read that as touchy. So on last stable battle, you think the final battle in the game would be, something we could bring and carry for a fresh tactic or something, but no, just the same old table battle. Very embarrassing. I like this move. If you hold them up and tap A,
reconnaissance forces located.
I don't know what you want to call it, but
Potentially useful
if you have
assets,
turbo man,
but their current situation is
use the
terminal.
turbo controller and
Immediate action required.
he does like a train and just moves
Reconnaissance
around
force
very
relieved. Send
violently
basic. Follow and protect order to the
or
survivors.
disrupting without shelling. But let's finish this thing, man. Come on. Now you're not gonna play. I know the table. Like, come on, man. Hear the table move on here now because I have patience. The peril of existing being the final boss in the two-dimensional world. This were Robin Hood Prince of Thieves 64 or Robin Hood Prince of Thieves 3D. Then this would be a very different battle, but unfortunately for the sheriff, not the case. I'm saying too, talking about the Prince of Thieves movie and versus Men in Tights, which, was a parody that came out a couple years later with Mel Brooks. I think they did much better with the casting, obviously, Carrie, but Amy Asbeck is married in Men in Tights. Yeah, I was a big fan. I was a small child, and they did much better. And I don't even think of her name. Prince of Thieves, I'm sure I was
Perseverance favors the bold. Give them more death.
doing the research for this class. I do see that they pulled, all the dialogue in this game, all the subtitles and pop ups and things like that, pretty straight from the movie. So it really is a very decent adaptation, not just in being faithful to the material, but just a good game. Gas.
Now you'll pay, scum!
You serve the Emperor well, Inquisitor.
Alright. You mentioned it in the whiteboard at the beginning of this glimpse, but you're about to witness the most awkward kiss in video game history. Get ready. Who interrupts my wedding? I love that happy music, you're king. Like whenever you find a, chicken leg on the ground or something. Just wanted to get that kiss in. Patrick Stewart also playing the king in Men in Tights. Upgrade right there. Alright, here we go. She looks nauseous as they don't even butt heads. Just the most awkward, strangest animated kiss in video game history. But there you go. If you hit start, the ending will play again for what it's worth. So if you want to witness that
100,000
awkward
worlds,
kiss again, like my brother
100,000
kiss,
walls.
Are guilty.
There is no
free.
respite.
But
There is
that's our
nowhere
time
to
for today.
hide.
That's the end of the
Across
glimpse.
the galaxy,
Thank you
there is
so much
only
for
war.
attending today. Please leave a like on this video. It really does help us out. Leave a comment. Have you played this? Have you played this program? Have you played it recently? What do you think? Do you think it's underrated as well? Certainly underappreciated and maybe not as known as it should be. But if you have not subscribed, please do so. We really do appreciate doing these classes every single week. We would love to have you enrolled. Thank you to all my TAs today, and we'll see you next week in the same spot for next week's class. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and comment on this video, and click subscribe if you haven't already, as this seriously helps me to keep making great content for you. And check the description of this video to see what's on display right now. Content to waste. But first you have the keys. You need a finite number of these to beat every level. They're hidden usually all around the levels. Just keep watching to find out where the keys are that you need. Then we have the jar of health, rebuilds 1 health block. The medical kit, which rebuilds your health in full. And then finally, the Nemo head token in extra life. Thank you very much, boys. I think arguably this is my favorite Capcom NES title, which is quite acclaimed when you consider all the Mega Man games. I'm sure Mega Man 2 and 3 are certainly up there, saying what one equal ground of this game. It's just a fantastic platformer. The fact you can guess drug and inhabit the skins of animals or just ride them. It seems a lot more awesome. I don't know why the scale changed. So small. It certainly has different elements to the gameplay, adds a lot to it. You have different animals, there's different abilities. They can walk, almost die, clear their own elements. So, basic skin here, and it's fall to the edge. Not sure where the center of gravity is. It's back there. We'll go on keys at this point. Let's just press forward. Very close to the ending of this first stream here in the Mushroom Forest.
The battle is swinging our way. One last push and the victory is ours.
This particular and here's the final key.
Loading.
We moves very slow. We'll get that extra jumping height, and we can kill Mario enemies by jumping on their heads. Even that means looks great. That little outro bit there. And we have these cut scenes in between every time. Lamenting that we're either sleeping or not sleeping. She never seems to be she's never said
A fine sacrifice for the Emperor.
But here we are, Dream 2.
Once again, the enemies of the Imperium failed miserably.
Interaction with an interesting looking creature. This is the magic garden. My friend Bigby wants to meet you. Fine, we'll go meet Bigby under the water. It's not necessary, but just drop one down here. Normally that would probably be death, but in this case it's Dream World, the flower garden, and physics don't necessarily apply. Things seem to be. So just a little tip there. It's not especially obvious where you should be going. We get this gorilla with spectacles, it looks like. I think the biggest life bar in the game of all the ends. Of course, it doesn't come already filled. And of course, once we hit select, we lose the health that we gained from this animal. So, don't go out of your way to make sure that you have more than 3 health by the time it's time to dismount. We'll jump through here. These kind of evil wishies as they come down. So, demon dandelions. Can just, once they get close enough to you, they lock on and just go straight down at that point. So you can kind of tease them out of the way. Not really sure how we cleared that. We're still very much kind of flipped our head, I'm pretty sure, but I guess with the scale change, that's how we get through there. We've flapped the wings of B with A. B has a finite amount of stamina, so you have to make sure that you don't run out at an inopportune time over some spikes. It can be an instant death, or over a pitch or something like that, so be careful. The B can't swim. Once in the water, you'll have to disengage. Just go right there, avoid that damage. There's one of those enemies that I don't think appears for the entirety of the game. Just Always strange when you get these one-off enemies. Like I mentioned, this enemies class, but just get that one developer, he very passionate about it. Everybody else hated the evil tree stuff. They said, alright, put them in one spot in the game. Anyway, let's go to Fluff for our first Fluff fact about Little Nemo. Fluff.
If you're interested in skipping ahead to one of the later levels, Little Nemo features a secret stage select option on the title screen. Simply press up, select, left, right, A, B.
The only thing that sucks about the Crusades is you don't get any influence here. You get no influence. I guess that's what keeps the other missions relevant, is the influence.
Only drink 3, pace yourself. Yes, I can't think of too many better matched themes for their environments, their levels. But I really do love the soundtrack, and just something about this piece in particular, just it builds this sense of wonder that you are in this larger than life house of toys. And just, it's wonder. That's the word for it. It's very special things. Just
Auger scans indicate extremely lethal outbreaks in this area. We have managed to find the source. Data construct shows temporal rifts and increased warp activity. Extreme caution advised.
You will die if you get crushed between the and block in the back of the train. So, generally, the safest place to be on the train is right back here, just past the back of the second car, where tree duck and little jump. Accordingly, that's those guys. Other pair of enemies you will see continuation in this game. The missiles, the torpedoes, what have you, the bombs, these limbs drop, it's random. So, use that forward and then a little extra speed and go in front of the train, so use that kind of crushing them. Let's see. That trope. Sealing it. Crushes, just make sure you have enough time to react for that. Especially smaller area which comes down lower. Pretty good shape right now. Make sure you go up here. That's an easy place to get stuck with a spike in the skull. Very dark. Follow the animation of the trees. Love it. Clear night, stars to the plane. Got very, very excellent memories like this one in particular as a kid. And they give you more than enough keys to finish this one in case you missed them. It'd be nice if we could carry them to the next dream, but they changed the locks from dream to dream, so.
Aerial dispersion of demonic pathogen detected. Steer clear of the miasma or embrace terminal lung rot.
She's like the thing 1905 was the drug choice. Nice to see this very relaxing theme right here. Maybe if you're sure you can't do perfect trips, take you where you want to go. Good to know, good tip. Notice that the interactions with the animals at the start of each section gets shorter and shorter.
Inquisitor, electrospectral scanning revealed info fragments of high importance in close proximity.
It's flip and everything. And now
Blessed scanning psalms have been executed and indicate essential info fragments, Inquisitor.
it's pretty fair. There's another tree
Data
again.
has been inloaded.
Rare recurring in these. That's better stuff. There's a lot of unique enemies on this level in particular. There's the fish, which, strictly speaking, is not necessary. Helps you get through the water a bit more easily.
Scorched Earth Protocol, a rudimentary but effective
We
solution.
get this key, but we also need to backtrack a little bit and get something else in an underwater cave. So let's just swim down here. We can take the fish if we want. Just riding this one with perspective again. It's easier to get around the fish. We're gonna go up with the fork here and go to what seems like a dead end. So it's gonna take you to this other area here. We have an extra life, some health, but more importantly, we actually do need to come through here to get this key. Those shell creatures that launch up. We got them here as well, coming from the bottom. Sometimes just in certain areas you trigger certain enemies that you wouldn't see unless you kind of backtrack a little bit. It's kind of weird. We have one more key down here. This might be the last one. It might just be a 5 key stage, night stage. Flying fish. So we can work this out. And that means that if we can't inhabit the skin of, we can at least temporarily freeze. That's 3 claims. There's our 5 keys. We're already halfway through this one. Not too shabby. Back half is quite a bit more difficult. First half stuff. It's gonna get into, I just think, on this. Maybe she's dreaming. She's hallucinating right now. Morphine-induced hallucination or something. We were very clearly in a deep sleep right there. I guess, is this our dog? I think we're in your hands. It disappears. Picture John Candy and the dog scene for some reason. And it's the Spaceball or something. But alright, note the track here. It's generally the most efficient to get in. So, and if we work our way through the house, I'll be through the stage. Let's get another fluff back.
In the Japanese version of this game, like the gorilla each have a cigar in their mouth. This supports one against Nintendo of America's codes of conduct, which developers had to abide by in the late 80s and throughout the 90s. And as such, the North American and European versions of this game featured no cigars in-game, but the vertical lips are still curled as if he's holding a cigar in them. Despite the change, the gorilla can still be seen with a cigar in its mouth and the manual indicating ratings.
An interesting fact. Yeah, I guess Flip did have a cigar. And the gorilla does have something going with his mouth. Now that you mentioned. Burning through some health here. Let's get our first. What was it getting? Drop down here. I know there's some health. If we can hang on. Go on here. There we go. And we have the first appearance of the. Not yet. We'll see new end with this level. Which might be the final end. We might be able to see that actually now to think about it. See the bee. Yeah, lizard salamander type thing right now. Kind of frog creature. Brave, obviously. The round dog, which I don't think we'll see at the end of one. Gorilla, and we got the mouse coming. This stage might be the last we have yet to see. I think this is the weakest dragon out of all of them. But still not bad. It does make you feel like, you know, you're very small in a big world. Just vibe in our house. Been super soft here. We're in the line. Also, we have no juice left in our lanes. Just make it there. Okay. The Nemo walks a little bit faster on foot than the Beam does, but you know, it's kind of nice to be able to get that initial
Mission progress
use of the
updated.
wings.
Chance of
And it's
success
just
increasing
sort of
at a steady rate.
in the air when it comes to the V. So it's not even necessarily a question of how many flaps of the wings that you dropped in here to get another key. Up to the top left here, make sure we're on the ground pretty much from the start so we can just have enough juice to get up here. We're gonna go all the way to the right so we can get the final in. You have to see the
Remarkable.
mounts. Almost a bit complimentary, and for some reason I'm missing something. Is there some popular lore? It's very tricky to not get hit in that section because mouse, just by default, has that suction ability that the lizard creature has. So those things in general get you to just whack these eyeballs and make your way forward. That is something out of the 80s. Weird turtles just vomiting up eyeballs. Based on the movie, right? Maybe that was right. We're gonna try not to take out too much of the wall here. If you do, it's okay because if possible, we just want to take out a few breaks. If we can actually make that jump. But that's it. Just need to take out this here with our hammer. And then make sure
By
we take out
eradicating the
enough to,
infestation,
come back up
we
here.
lowered the
There's
chance
some
of a
down here.
major outbreak, and we collected valuable data. The
Hip
Omnisire
ups
be
kinda tricky.
praised.
Everything over to the right here. Just angry. We'll keep on some dishes. Probably guarding some help or something, but we just want this big. So we can get back up and get that final key. Let's see, are you guarding another key? They put them that close together, right? I forgot. Two keys in very close proximity. There you go, there's all 7 keys. It's very easy to miss that top left one that we dropped down. We were the B to pick up before we became the mouse. That's one I always generally miss, but there's the 7. What does it take to get you to just, I don't know, share your morphine? I condone parents give children morphine. It's just to liven up this class a little bit. Cloud Rip is one of my favorite pieces of the soundtrack right here. At this point, we just have some guy saying, passing, like as he's literally walking by, like, oh, I think there's something up there, maybe check it out. My name? Come on, after yourself. Demon wishies. The demon wishies are tricky in this one. But as we ascend into the clouds, let's go to Fluff for another Fluff fact about Little Nemo. Fluff.
Little Nemo, the Dream Master, is based on the Japanese animated film Little Nemo, Adventures in Slumberland, which itself is based on the early 20th century
Between the
comic strip,
stars,
Little Nemo,
the
an
ancient
influential
unseen
American
enemies of
cartoonist
mankind
and
wait
animator
and
Wizard
hunger.
Kid, who
Be
handwrote
strong
some of the
and
first
give them
animated
no
films ever
quarter.
made, and was a huge inspiration for artists like Walt Disney. Speaking of Disney, Japanese producer Yutanaka Fujioka, who was then the president of Tokyo Movie Shinsha, had dreams of making an animated film in Japan with big films with Disney, and even featured the writing talents of Chris Columbus, who would go on to direct Home Alone, Mrs. Doubtfire, and a number of other 90s family film classics. The animated film entered production in 1982, and while it was released in Japan in 1989, it didn't see an American release until 1992. Interestingly enough, because the game was made in Japan at the time of the movie, it was released in both Japan and America in 1990, a full 2 years before American audiences had any idea that the movie even existed.
There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna say, I remember it being like a big release. I think I saw it on VHS. I think I always had it in my head. Yeah, I was had it in my head when I was a kid when the game came out in the 80s. Or the kind of the early 80s before it was died, but and yeah, the Inquisitor, we
wonder
can
what this machine does.
make that jump right there. So very important here is to scroll off the demon wishy before you start this scroll down. Otherwise, they'll be in sync with the speed which the screen is moving, so you'll have to avoid them and wherever they drop down, which can be a real hassle. So it's nice to make sure you have a nice empty screen before you go from the right there.
Teleport beacon in range.
See where the next jump's gonna be. Not too bad though, all things considered. They give us all the keys here right at the end. So snails marches to his death. There's all 6 keys. Get kind of lazy with the keys, but I guess with it being a linear, less exploring level, why not start with me?
I
You
wonder
everyone
what this
else's
machine
kids
does.
sleep while I yell them to sleep.
For the Emperor!
I don't know what she wants. I don't know what she wants. Up to mom seeks some care, but considering it's 1905, probably won't be a good kid. Be the kind she truly needs. Shout out to my brother. This was always his favorite piece in this game, Dr. Turkey. There's certainly a melancholic quality. It's kind of made me wonder. Hiding her old friend here. It's made me wonder, why is this house upside down? Is there a sad story behind the perhaps? It's just me projecting based on the music, I don't know. I'll certainly take the lead over most any other animal any day of the week. Gives us more access, and she don't miss this first key. The worst thing in a level like this is to miss that first key or early.
Perseverance favors the bold. Give them more death.
She grabbed this one spell memory switch to the mouse. Another instance where we want to scroll these demon machines, demon dead lines accordingly. I mean, just like that, they already put in the brand new things. They have just enough space on that platform so you can get those demonic dandelions to scroll the left sea of ring to it and bring it down or inwards. I noticed some dish monkeys over there on the left appeared when they were not there. They initially grabbed the key that was down there. It's interesting. And I don't even think that we needed that creature at this stage. We just could have stuck with our feet for that stuff. We got some nice items down there.
You serve the Emperor well,
And then
Inquisitor.
up to the left, there's a one up to the right, we have a key with a sort of
Data
fluff
transfer
one more
channels
fluff
have been
and
successful.
special music.
We
Covert
keep putting
mission
this class
coordinates
on the
inloaded.
without giving attention to Capcom's
Ready
music
to fight.
answer time on this game. Junko Tamina. Track for track, this game features one of our favorite soundtracks of all time. And incidentally, we ranked at #1 in our top 10 soundtracks for the NES ranking video we did over the Let's Play with Brigands. Link in the description. The game has a very impressive but great credits list, including Bionic Commando, Final Fight, and of course, Little Nemo. Unfortunately, this was her final credit before she left video game composing to work in producing Japanese classical music and arranging music for live stage production.
Alright, thank you very much, Fluff. Right, last key. A little tricky, just make sure you have a full tank of gas there, and you don't make any more moves than you need to. Grab that key, get back on solid ground. And now, instead of hearing our mom complain one more time, guilt us about our sleeping habits of an 8-year-old, we get this nice cutscene with Princess Camille. Kind of just wanted me to shout in her face, just scream at her, "I'm not gonna kiss you! Girls are gross." Father Morpheus, there you go. Kidnapped King of Nightmare Land. There he is posing for his DMV photo. Terrifying, actually. True to its name, that it's very nightmarish. The land of bad dreams. Yeah, I didn't know this was based on a comic initially. It's a good look. fluff. I knew about the film. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good, Neva. That's why we turn to you. We're gonna give you this impractical, way too heavy to carry around that actually gives scepter that shoots out beams of light to the Morning Star. Awesome weapon, but I feel like any other video game protagonist should be carrying it before Nemo. Because like he said, he's just a little boy. He can't fight the Nightmare, can he? Can we get like Super Joe or that from Bionic Commando? Even Uncle Scrooge. Just any other Capcom protagonist. Now we gotta use a Morning Star. You can barely sleep through the night. Who do you think I am? I was hoping there'd be some certainly. I got Mega Man. Don't worry, this is the land of dreams. I'll just cast a spell and then even a pan load like you need to use it whack. I like this next spell right here. I love that. Yeah, you can do it. Attack or give away candies. It's your call. We don't need keys anymore. A very trusting Nightmare Land, ironically, the most dangerous place, is also the most trusting place. I guess all the Nightmare Kings, like, no one's gonna be stupid enough to break into his place. We can keep our brains. The princess
My flesh mind is reeling from the demonic cacophony that emanates from the contaminated area. Real space is coming apart at the seams. It is the work of the Plague Lord, no doubt.
Down B to charge it up. And the full charge versus the barely any charge makes a big difference, so especially when we're dealing with bosses. Here you can talk about that. So when you're finally face a boss, yes, there are bosses in this game. And yes, he can make that jump, just drop off right there. I'm sure why you need another lizard at that point. It'd be quick with these flames which down. Scary faces. Look at them. Yes, this is far and away the most difficult stage in the game. Broken into 3 parts. Most difficult ones after this first boss. But speaking of this first boss, let's finally go to Gary.
I need to analyze this essence, but it is deadly.
Hurry! Better late than never to King Penguin. Prepare
Mission
fully
progress
charged shots
updated.
when the penguin lands.
Chance
and
of
then
success
fire at
increasing
them.
at a
Just
steady
commit
rate.
to one side or the other, and then get that shot. Kill the small penguins with normal swings. You don't have to charge up or anything for that, but make sure you stay on top of that. But just have those powered up, charged attacks ready to go, and we'll take it down before you know it. And thank you very much, Gary. Yeah, can't stress enough the importance. Fully charged, just commit to one side or the other. As Gary said, this first boss not too difficult. Just keeping it simple. See if they want. Many penguins, so I think we saw very similar versions of them. At least one of the Mega Man games. It's a few really good, well placed, fully charged headshot. There we go. Celebrate. That's the shot I want to get right there. Might be the thumbnail actually. I like that look. The action shot. Still looks a little too big for an even. Too long. Be able to kind of want it down there. This is one of the hard stretches. Well, this is certainly the hard stretch in the game, but it's, yeah, it's not the thing too far here. Bit of a gauntlet we're about to go through, so we get our lizard frame. The key is to conserve as much health as possible after you're probably going to take some damage. You have to be very quick, not get hit by the flames right there. Unfortunately, we can't jump onto that platform and wall crawl from the bottom. We have to go all the way over here. Thankfully, we got the speed this first time around. And if you can get through without taking a hit, you're in good shape so far. We're not going to go with you. Now we gotta do the whole thing over again. But at a fraction of the speed. Jumps help. Because this creature is faster in the air. But again, expect to take this damage here. There we go. Usually I get through with just one health remaining in that spot, so it was actually a pretty good run. Just taking one hit. Got the demonic dandelion chases after us off screen. The score not quite as difficult. What is kind of difficult is getting out of the water. That first jump went very well, actually. Hopefully, I don't think that's sometimes. It's just not obvious as to there's a V somewhere around here. Yeah, to have a delayed entrance. Like, make sure we get that shot. I think walk back just a little bit too far and trigger the new one. Nice clean. It's already getting on right here. See the one hit. We need a better charge shot there. See, you'd think it would just be about holding up and then tapping A or momentum as you're coming in, but I really don't know what the down and up surfacing and then you get the jump off. I really don't know. And my one blind spot for this game there got fine. And of course, again, I'm gonna the edge of this. We'll head to a more difficult boss. So let's send it back to Gary. Full speed. Fire Stingray. Stay in the middle and move left to right and jump to avoid the boss. He comes through very quickly. This will be a good test of your reflexes here. And then just fire the main charge shots on the Stingray when he moves in slowly. And just have one of those ready when he comes in. Get a few of these in. He doesn't take a lot of hits because he's so fast. But yeah, we take him in. Yeah, he might be more difficult than the Nightmare King himself, actually. Some of it's luck.
Repent.
The Plague Lord miscalculated our response time, Inquisitor. Such
full charge
mistakes
shot and
deserve immediate retribution.
Two decent shots and we just commit to the blonding here.
Heliport beacon in range.
Very quick. Got the reaction speed for this guy. Note the kickback on a recoil. So just come. Was in a good position for him that time. Get him a good shot off here. There we go. Got him. One to go. We done the final stretch now. This part isn't quite as difficult, especially after that last little stretch we had to make our way through. A bit annoying the way that they make you do it. You have to go get one animal after another to get up this cliff here. First, we gotta go through these dropping construction rates, which look a lot more in place in our ginormous house rather than
A web of heresy and corruption is spun by powerful beings and perverted minds. Hunt their leaders, and this construct of evil will come crashing down.
And then we get the see how they tricky spot. Get to this platform, rest, and get to this platform. You actually cannot get up to the top with the beat, so let's take the mounts here. All the way to the top. See, we just don't quite have enough stamina as the beat to get to the top. I recommend sticking with the mouse here. I'll be needing for climb anymore, but there should be some health to max our health on the next screen.
Success is measured in blood.
The 5 hit points, we can use that for a bit of cushion if we make our way to the final stretch for the Nightmare King. So if we take a couple hits, we'll still be at full health to go back to the and it's right here. Here we go. There's plenty of one-ups at this point. I think now we're about to hit the final boss here. I'm sure lives
There was a
beyond
protective
numbing.
hex on the chest.
Count, but
I must defeat the summoned
apparently
creature.
life scans, but
Another
very
demon
much.
banished.
Alright, final boss, Nightmare King, we can climb up here. Let's go to Gary. Gary, take us home. Wait, the final boss, the Nightmare King. Stay at the screen and then just jump over the highest beam that fired out to you. Anticipate the line projectiles. Shoot those out and just kind of time your shots. You get the weak shots on the blood, just not those away. You can get fully charged shots in. You don't have no thing. And just getting those fully charged shots in his head, it only takes a few really good shots to take him down. Good luck and congratulations, you beat Little Needle the Tree Master. Alright. Good luck, Gary. Pretty dramatic finish here. Again, our last hit point. Here is this plasma that he's coughing out.
From a treacherous enemy.
This another pandemic is waiting to happen. Cover your mouth, my American. Don't say. That's a good hit right there. There we go. There's your. That might be the still right there, but that's a really nice shot. Now we enjoy very nice intro here. Music's great. Here's King Orpheus. Cash would be nice. I guess King. Sorry, King. Don't mention it. I was just keeping a promise. The princess. They shoot more in unless it's for the kids. Or you keep your promise. I think they say that there. I guess Prince of Slumberland. I think we might have to kiss the princess in a kiss. So you get a good level foot every day. Pretty good. Take some lollipop forwards. We can find our way through that stuff. Like, check that out, the taffy slump. It's budget time constraints. Cut the taffy slump. Bubblegum forwards or whatever. It's wonderful, but if you're trying to kill me, everything, if you're trying to kill me, and you can only climb, you can only drug and climb in so many ends before you start to feel weird. So I wake up early every morning. Now I'm gonna take that one stuff back with you if I'm thinking you can keep any of your friends. I think I'm gonna be doing stuff for you all the stuff. Even Camille. So fun. Come back anytime. Maybe hang out with Flip again. Bye. Oh, bye, man. I think she does give us stuff. Look, shocked expression on his face. Still a much better kiss than we had in front, but brings of thieves that glad we didn't have.
You set a fine example for their kind, Inquisitor.
Listening in the description, check it.
Neural implant of concussion, huh? What is that?
Wake up bright and early. It's a beautiful day. You get a nice shot here. And a little Nemo theme song. Only for time. But that's our time. Thank you so much for attending this class. Big thanks to all my TAs. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this game. If you've ever had trouble with it, if you saw the movie, better said, or if you knew that it was based on a comic. More than that, Don't forget to leave a like on this video, it really does help us out. And shortly, if you haven't already done so, please enroll in this class by subscribing.
Let's see what this one.
Really does help us out. Every single week, I'd love to have you enrolled. But for myself and the rest of the Video Games One-on-One staff, we'll see you next week for next week's class in the same spot. Hope to see you then. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and comment on this video, and click subscribe if you haven't already, as this seriously helps me to keep making great content for you. And check the description of this video to see what song is playing right now.
You damage with critical hits, still damage, still damage. This looks like it might be alright.
Hello class, and welcome to this camp.
I guess it's just, you know.
Game and excellent class today.
I don't know.
I've gone right. Castlevania 2 is my favorite of the NES trilogy. This Castlevania.
I guess we'll just roll it. We're gonna go ahead and favorite this one.
Reading. Children. Person named Dragon, he lived in a shoe. He practiced sorcery in order to create a bad world filled with evil, or anything else such things first. He began taking over the continent of Europe as he do, changing countries from.
It shouldn't take too long to unlock a mission or two.
If people have ever tried to put up Dracula, but both survived the game. Dracula will die. Finally, the Belmont family was summoned to battle Dracula's life before it. So by who it seems like everyone's dead. The Belmont family has a long history of fighting evil. It's just sort of their thing. Townspeople became afraid of the Belmont's superhuman power and asked them, sure politely, to leave the country. Fortunately, the people found a mighty Belmont. A man named Trevor. As Trevor is so quick and eager to respond to the call after being kicked out of
The enemy is
country
here,
and
preying
treated
on
so
the
poorly
weak
against
and
the
using
by
craven tricks
by
against the defenders of
like
mankind. Perhaps
Cursed
we should
Dracula has
find
begun.
their leaders
Fate
and give them a
lies with
fair
Trevor.
share of their own medicine.
The rest of the world's okay though, right? Now those conquering types are, once they get one continent, they're pretty much done. They're sated. In terms of difficulty, Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, one of the most difficult titles of the NES. I'm going to call it the hardest of the trilogy. Go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10, which on the frustration scale equates to right around over cursing in tongues. This game will have you doing it. But fear not. We've got a great lesson planned for you today. We're going to walk you through the entire game, every single level. There are different routes you can take, so it doesn't matter which route you take in this game. We're going to have every single level covered. Have tips for all the platforming elements. Gary's really outdone himself today with the boss beaters. He's got tips for taking down every single boss in this game. And speaking of this game, it's a bit of a long one, so let's run the intro and get into this Castlevania 3 walkthrough. Alright, as we start a new game, we name our character. For some reason, I guess it comes back later, maybe. Now you card will call it something. Not sure we have enough characters for Professor. Go with one S, so let's go with the Spanish spelling and pronunciation, Professor. We take a look now at the controls for Castlevania 3. See nothing too crazy here. The curveball is if you have an alley card, you can hold down, press it, and on that. Very useful ability. And up and B to use our secondary weapon and change character with select. So we take a look now at the Briggs notes, the keys for beating Castlevania 3. First, use our recommended route. Mostly because it allows you to become an alley card. He's just awesome. He's the best character. He allows you to fly. Use his flight ability to avoid damage to bits. And of course, use Scary Gary's boss beaters. He's got them in spades for you today for every single boss. And again, we're going to be showing you every single route you can take in this game, but let's get an overview of the items now with Blaze. Alright, let's talk about the items you will find in Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. First, the universal point item, the money bag, the nondescript money bag with a $sign on it. Even in the 1500s, Dracula didn't trust the banks. Grab these if you want some points. Moving on. The small heart, worth 1 weapon point for your secondary weapon. The big heart, worth 5 weapon points for your secondary weapon. Most weapons only take 1 heart per use, so these go a long way. Next we have the meat, which restores 8 units of health. Usually you have these hidden in bricks. Be on the lookout for those. The professor will point out most of them in this game. You have the rosary, which clears all enemies from the screen. You have the very rare temporary invincibility potion. Grab this and you are temporarily invincible from all damage. And then the 1-up is worth 1 1-up. That's the 1-up and the invincibility potion are particularly rare in this game. I like that running theme that we have that Dracula doesn't trust the banks. I think you wouldn't have a problem with when he runs all of Europe at this point. I think you could trust anyone to hold on to your money for you.
Made me waste my goddamn charge, shoot asshole.
Duty prevails.
Get yourself better with dark. Those are pretty cheap. I think all but maybe 1. It's only 1 heart per use, so hearts are not an issue in this game. If you find a secondary weapon that you like, go down on it. There's no harm, there'll be plenty of them. We have our first wall need right here if you need it. Restore 8 meters of health right there in that wall. Strange man, we identified in the first Castlevania game. Check our class for that. Got the link for our desired video games in the description.
They got me.
Money and candle on the wall.
All that fucking dot damage that shit was doing. I was like, can't get away from it.
First box here, so let's throw Gary for the first 8 times again. Present bonus expert, Scary Gary. It's Scary Gary. Skull Knight, very easy. Just duck and attack with your whip. If you're fast enough, he won't even touch you.
You set a fine example for their kind, Inquisitor.
Start with it. All day, move right along. Grab the orb right here. First level is taken care of. Now I mentioned we're going to be showing you every single level in this game, which means we're going to be going a little bit out of order. Normally we just show 1 playthrough, which we have to set our class to. If you want to see the route which we took in full, unedited, at this point we're actually going to go to the clock tab right. You can see right here we're going to cut to a different playthrough, just so we can show you all the levels. You can't do them all in 1 playthrough, but if you do want to see that complete playthrough, we will have that available at some point in the near future. We always like to include those commentary-free playthroughs of these games too, for viewers who just want to focus on the games themselves, so and see the unedited version of our playthrough at that point. But for the purposes of this class, we will be jumping around into it, explaining as we go where we're going and what we're doing, why we're doing it. And now for more information on secondary weapons and the rest of the items in this game.
I will tell you, I've had a really, really, really hard time finding a digital weapons upgrade. Like, it just doesn't drop. Seems to be an extremely rare drop. I would like to get out of this campaign, but it's not giving me an out.
This very effectively against most bosses in this game.
Only corruption lies beyond the veil. There is nothing but suffering and death beneath the stars.
Sacred slaughter.
Kill the heretic. Precious blood. Terminus est. Die, heretic. Kill the heretic.
Inquisitor. Electrospectral scanning revealed info fragments of high importance in close proximity.
Don't take unnecessary risks. One last try.
Sacred murder.
Such a crude trap against an Inquisitor. A few turrets won't stop me. Now you are gone. Repent. Death is a journey. Loading. Remarkable. A soul bound. What creature protects the jest? Most remarkable.
no Astartes, but you can certainly fight, Inquisitor. Today is a good day.
Ooh, new sniper rifle. Dude, I just went broke. Holy shit. It's so expensive.
Xenos, demons, heretics. Enact the Emperor's will and purge the universe of their taint. Let hatred be our shield, and their blood our salvation.
My ears are bleeding. I must stop this Emperor-forsaken noise. Next time, I should act faster. Much faster.
Kneecapped that motherfucker. Get fucking kneecapped, bitch. I ain't gonna run it at me. Weapon set 1 or 2. Yeah. Yeah, there's also times where it feels like the like if you're in the middle of firing and you try to switch, and sometimes it doesn't, when you try to do it too fast, it doesn't seem like it really activates all the time. And since there's no like, yeah, seeing that there's no indication that what set you're using. Yeah. I was looking to see if is it anywhere.
The battle is swinging our way. One last push and the victory is ours.
Maybe it's something you can set up in the options. There's a bunch of shit that you can set on to the HUD in the options. I think you got to do it in the main menu. You know what I mean? All like the tactical views and shit. Oh no, here we go. Display weapon range, hit points. Guess not. Nothing there either.
Read. We're having another orb, which I could say that's the last we're going to be seeing that evil flame. Not quite. Not even in this particular path. I think we might have one more. With this path, we have some. We got the bomb grid.
See what this looks like. See if it makes sense to have that on or not.
I think.
It was, yeah, it wasn't. I didn't see anything. But I agree, it'd be nice to. I mean, there's plenty of stuff on the HUD where you can put that. You know, I don't think the resistances are as important to cap in this game as to say, like, almost any other ARPG. Like, it basically seems that if you got enough fucking, like, life drain or HP, ways to get back HP, especially in critical hit. I mean, I don't even, like, I haven't even really been paying attention to, like, what my maximum resistance is, so. Negative 50? That's crazy.
There are some items to be grabbed, nothing especially all that valuable. Certainly not worth it.
Do I not have any more? Son of a bitch. I don't have any more? What's so fucking lame? Alright, whatever. Alright, let's hope I don't get fucking railed on this and I can actually get through it. Fuck. Yes, let's get this crusade over with.
Okay.
The enemies of the Imperium are infinite, and such a vast threat can only be fought with ingenuity. Kill the Masters, and you will render a sea of vermin helpless.
Imperial reconnaissance forces located. Potentially useful assets, but their current situation is terminal. Immediate action required.
For the Emperor!
Reconnaissance force relieved. Send basic, follow and protect order to the survivors.
Ready to fight. Take it like a man, guardsman. For the Emperor! Take it like a man, guardsman! For the Emperor!
He deserved worse. Much worse.
For the Emperor! Now your face, scum!
That's our last chance.
I'm not sure what was doing damage to me right there. Maybe I can't get close to him. Maybe he's got some kind of fucking stupid fucking aura around him or some shit.
Shorter jump.
Duty
Might
prevails.
get the feeling of the break.
I don't know, dude. There's just like always constantly being damage put on me somehow. You know what I mean? It's like, how am I getting poisoned, flamed, and just all this dot damage on me all the time?
Terrible punishment of all.
It's just that this would get aggravating, dude. I really am starting to get aggravated with these fucking crusades because they make it like 10 levels fucking higher than your goddamn character. I tried to get to the mission earlier than this, and it kept putting me in this web that made it this fucking higher of a level. It sucks. Everything's doing like 500 million% more damage to you. I tried to get to every which way, and it just kept putting me, nope, nope, nope. You gotta go this way. Nope. Hey, look, there's another +2 to your fucking difficulty. So yeah, I'm starting to get fucking aggravated with these crusades. Spent all that time to fucking fail on the last mission. And it just sits there and just destroys your life. And since it's not single hits, that stupid little perk that you have that allows no enemy to hit you to one-shot you, well, you're not getting one-shotted, you're getting dotted to death. So that doesn't help. It's stupid. Hey, it's just pushing the difficulty that high above you. My gear, the gear's not ready for it. The character's not ready for that kind of shit, and it's just getting aggravating. Because you start off that way, you're like, oh, I'm gonna be fine, and all of a sudden you're fucked in the end. You're like, oh, well, there goes all that time wasted. I don't know. It's just that they send you in such an extreme difficulty. And it's not the difficulty of it, it's the... You know, I'm going to stop using those fucking cards. Maybe the tarot cards is where I'm getting absolutely fucking just ham-boned. Maybe that's what's doing it. Maybe I just had a bad roll on my fucking cards, but the cards don't really tell you exactly in the game, I guess, what you're being. I don't know. Maybe it's not paying attention enough to that shit. Stop using those goddamn cards.
Grab something down here. So the only way to get to that is to come through the right side. Money made, and we just lost the health that we got back from that. That's okay. Another one.
I don't know, man.
The kill everything on the screen item. We don't need to kill everything on the screen.
I guess I just get to so fucking on the autopilot trying to get through those that I don't even look at the fucking cards. I'm gonna start to stop at the higher ends, just stop using them altogether. If they push me like past five levels higher than my level, I think I'm gonna just stop using those cards and just get through it. Because I'm trying to get through these fucking crusades as fast as possible. And like I said, that one seriously pushed me to make it harder than it needed to be. It kept pushing me around to do missions that I didn't want to do. It's like, I can go here, but it's like, no, you can't, because I'm going to make you go all the way around this way before I'll let you go here, even though you've only got one node right there. We're not going to unlock that one. You're going to have to go all the way around. It's like, fuck off. Anyway, I'm going to bitch for a few minutes because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten, today, and I'm fucking starving, so I'm gonna take a break and fucking get something to eat. So I'm probably gonna be back. I'll be back in a little while, but I'm definitely gonna take a break and get something to eat. I'm hungry. There's some steaks in the fridge that need to be cooked or they're not gonna be any good, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cook some steak and portobello mushrooms with some fucking vegetables. Sounds good to me, huh? Anyway, I'll be back in a little while, Kibbits. I'll be back to the, we might play some of that fucking hired gun. I don't know, man. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out, but I'll definitely be back in a little while to play some more of this Warhammer shit. So anyway, let's take it easy. Have a good one.